Thank you for joining HRBC Startup Training. I'm Tomomi and I'll be your guide for today. Today's training is Startup 1. First, I'll explain the overview of HRBC, and next I'll explain the basic functions. If you have any concerns, please refer to the manual or contact Porter's help desk. Let's get started. This is a table of contents. HRBC is the short form for Human Resource Business Cloud. It is a cloud system and therefore can be used anywhere at any time, as long as you have a computer and internet. Since the system updates are done on the server side, you'll always have the latest version. HRBC has basic functions which are candidate and client information management, search, job candidate matching and progress management. One characteristic of HRBC is that you can customize the information that appears on the screen according to your company's business operations. Moreover, if your company has a website, you can use web parts or API to connect HRBC to your website. You can also use the exclusive HRBC application to connect to various media. Next, let's explore HRBC following the workflow of a general recruitment business. First, register the data of the received job order in HRBC. Based on the job data registered, you can create a PDF or form. If you are using API or applications, you can easily publish job information on your company website. Also, job information from other sites can easily be integrated into your website. You can also enter detailed information gathered about a candidate's preference. Correspondence history is registered in client or candidate's activity page. Next, let's look for the function to match the registered data. Based on the registered data, we will use the matching function to find a job or candidate to introduce. Once you decide on which one, you can send a job recommendation email from HRBC. If the candidate wishes to apply for the job, send an email to the recruiter of that job to recommend the particular candidate. You can easily and safely use the HRBC email service to attach a password-protected compressed file, hence protect personal information. We will now manage the selection processes such as document screening, interview, etc. If you register the sales data, you can create an invoice. Additionally, you can analyze data using the report function, the dashboard function, etc. In this way, you can use HRBC to manage job and candidate recruiter data and also sales data. Now I'll explain the HRBC structure. HRBC is divided into two main categories, the client side and the candidate side. Each side is divided into hierarchies. First, the client side is divided into three hierarchies and the first one is client. In client, there is the company name, address information, etc. registered. The second hierarchy is recruiter. Information like contact details and business card information of the person in charge of recruiting is registered here. The third hierarchy is job. All detailed information about job offer is registered here. There are two hierarchies on the candidate side. The first one is personal information, where contact information like telephone number, etc. is registered. The second one is resume, where details about candidates' preferences, employment history, etc. are registered. Multiple resumes can be registered under one contact information. After registering job and resume, matching is done. After that, the selection processes of job recommendation, interview and such are managed. When a candidate is hired, sales resulting from the placement is recorded. Correspondence history about client, job, resume, etc. is recorded in activity. Data is registered systematically from the upper hierarchy first. However, when deleting data, start from the lowest hierarchy first and systematically move upwards. From here, I'll explain the general flow of HRBC operation. Please note that the account used for this training is for demonstration purpose, and there may be differences between the screen structure of this training and your actual operation screen. This is the login screen. We recommend that you use Internet Explorer version 9 and above or Google Chrome. One ID is given to each company, and the user ID is the registered email address. You can log in after entering the company ID, user ID and password. In case you forget your password, please ask the system administrator user within your company to issue a new one. Now I'll explain how to edit user information. Click the username on the top right side of the screen and click User Info. This is the user information edit screen. The name entered in username is the name that will be displayed on the email template as sender. If you want to send an email from HRBC and you wish to use an email address other than your own, you need to register that email address in at address 1 beforehand. If you input a date and the end date, the ID will become invalid on that date. There are two types of users, System Administrator and Standard User. The System Administrator has full control of customization and other operations, but the Standard User has limited access to functions. Now I'll explain how to change the password. Click the username at the top right side of the screen and click Password. Enter the current password and the new password, then save. The Apps option next to the username is the menu for managing various applications. The button with a gear is a menu for the system administrator to perform settings for various applications. Confirmation of the company profile and customization are done here. Detailed settings will be performed in another training and therefore is excluded from this training. The menu at the top of the page is the global menu. Basic operations like information registration, search, etc. are done on the global menu. For example, if you want to view the registered data of a company, click Client on the global menu and select All Client. When you do that, a list with all the clients will open. The total number of data is displayed in the brackets, next to the title on the upper left side of the screen. The checkboxes right below the title are phase options with the number of data for each case. If you put a check in any of the boxes, the display will change according to the selection. If you click the downward-facing arrow on the left side of each data title, action menu will be displayed and detailed view, editing, deletion of data, etc. can be done. Also, if you click the client title, the detailed information will be displayed. The client's detailed information is displayed on the right side of the screen. There is action menu at the top and at the bottom of the detailed screen. There is also a sublist menu at the bottom of the detailed screen, where detailed information about the client is displayed. For example, if you click Test displayed in green, you can view the activity information. You can print out from Print View on the top right side of the detailed screen. Now let's register recruitment company information. We will first register the client in the first hierarchy according to HRBC hierarchical data structure. You can add a new client from the global menu by clicking New on the client list, or clicking the Add New Client button below the global menu. This is the Add New Client screen. First, I'll explain the meaning of the colored marks. The items with red mark on them are mandatory. If the items are left blank, information cannot be saved. The green and gray marks can be used as tags, depending on the settings of the system administrator. Now let's input the data. It is mandatory to input the client name. Input other company information as necessary. Next, register the client owner, who is the user that will be in charge. At first, the logged-in consultant's username is displayed, but if necessary, another user can be selected. If you want to change, click the pencil button on the right side of the name to edit. Delete the highlighted part and click the magnifying glass for the list of consultants. By selecting the latest phase, you can record the current status of the company. This phase is according to each resource and you can freely customize the contents. If the user who is client owner wants to be notified about the registered information, he or she needs to click Send Notification Email, which is right above the Save button. Select Resource Owner or Me. Input some comment in the comment section and save. A notification email will be sent. When you click the Save button, the registered client is reflected in the client list. The client list is sorted according to the latest updates, and therefore the newly added client will appear at the top of the list. Next, we'll register the recruiter in the second hierarchy. Click the title of the client you registered from the client list. On the detailed screen sublist, click the Add New button on Sublist Recruiter. Since we opened the Add New Recruiter page from Client Sublist, the client name is already registered in Client. Next, let's input the email address. The mail type item checks the input email address. For example, if you enter a domain name that is not recognized and you try to save, an error message that the email is not correct will be displayed. input the necessary information, and when you save, recruiter registration will be complete. Now let's register a new job from the client sublist. Open the detail screen sublist and at the sublist job, click the Add New button. Since we opened the job screen from client sublist, the client name is already set. However, the recruiter part is blank. Click the magnifying glass button and select the recruiter. If the new recruiter is not yet registered, you can register using the plus button. Next we'll input position. The position becomes the job title when the job list screen opens. After saving, when you look at the sublist on client details screen, you will be able to check the corresponding job list and recruiter. If you want to directly view the jobs that you registered, click My Job from the global menu, and the jobs owned by you will be displayed in a list. If you click All Job, the list of all jobs will be displayed. Now, let's create a PDF based on the job that we registered. Select My Job and the jobs that you own will be displayed. Click the downward-facing arrow on Job and click Document. When Job Create PDF screen is displayed, click the Template drop-down menu. For demonstration, we will use the job description, default. When you click the Apply button, information is reflected in the title bar and document content. The document title becomes the file name when you save the file, but the file name can be edited as necessary. If you want to edit the contents of the PDF, do so directly on the form. If you want to edit the template itself, you can do so by clicking the pencil button next to the Apply button. If you input a tag to insert data into the template, the data will be reflected in the tag part. After clicking where you want to input a tag, by selecting an item from the right side, the tag is added. For example, if you click Job, job items will be displayed, so you can click Work Location and the tag will be added. Also, if you wish to input a logo image, click the plus button next to logo image and select the image file. The logo will be displayed on the top left side of the PDF. If you want to create a new template, you can do so by clicking the plus button next to Template. When you have finished all the editing, click Preview and confirm the contents. Confirm the layout and details of the form on the PDF screen. After confirming the contents, close the PDF screen and save. Click OK. The PDF is saved in the job sublist attachment. This is the end of the explanation about data registration on client side and how to create a PDF. Useful manuals for this training can be found by following the link on this page.